Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. Welcome back. Well, really, you didn't have a choice but to come the fuck back. But I want you to know that I appreciate you any and which way, and I'm thankful that you're here to be with me. So, today, what I want to talk to you is about desire. Yes, desire. How badly do you want it? What are you willing to do to get it? And how long are you willing to do it to get it? Yes, we have so many wants and needs. Some of them are fleeting, some of them are not. But the real question is, how hard are you willing to work for some shit to get it? Now, in this day and age, people want shit now. Now. They don't want to wait. There's no patience. There's no persistence. It's either you, motherfucker, or the next best motherfucker. Do you understand? That is how things work today. But if you can easily replace X for Y or Y for Z, that leads me to believe that you really didn't want what the fuck you saw anyway. So a lot of us, we see some shit, we think we want it. We think we want it. We make a lackluster effort to get it. And if it doesn't come through on the first motherfucking try, you bounce, you're motherfucking gone, and you move on to the next best thing. And you see, that wasn't a desire. That was a hope and a motherfucking wish. But when I'm talking about desire, I'm talking about something that's deep in your heart, deep in your soul. That shit that makes you motherfucking yearn, you long for it, you live, you breathe for it. You can't think about anything else but that. And you're saying, damn, Tara, that sounds like a motherfucking addiction. Addiction. Yeah, it's pretty much close to that. But the only difference is you're not on drugs or motherfucking alcohol. It's something that is resonating, that is coming from within you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's unfortunate because you don't know who the fuck you are. But anybody who's in touch with who they are, what they like, what they want, what they need, then you understand what it is I'm talking to you about. I'm talking about your heart's desire. Something that is necessary for your goddamn existence. That is a part of you and you want it to physically materialize in your life. Yes, that makes your heart ache, 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 ache. Now, some of you, you can get it. Other of you don't give a fuck, ain't trying to give a fuck, and will never get it. I'm cool with that also. You can still watch and listen. What are you willing to do for your heart's desire? How long are you willing to do it? Yes. How patient and persistent are you willing to be to get what it is that your heart longs for? And you're thinking, there's so much opportunity and options available. Why the fuck I gotta suffer and try to work that hard for some shit? And when you have that attitude, what that leads me to believe, again, that is not your heartfelt desire. And heartfelt desire is something that you cannot live without. You need it in some way, shape, or form eventually in your life. Now, I had a conversation with someone, and we were talking about going after getting something you want, desire. And what this person told me is, if one way is not working, you approach it from a different way. And if that's not working, you approach it from a different way. And then I said, well, damn, how many different ways you got to approach some shit? If you keep banging your head up against a motherfucking brick wall, isn't that a sign that it's not meant to be? And this person said, no. You step back, you approach it from a different angle. And I'm looking at this person like, okay, this shit sounds crazy as hell. How long are you willing to fucking throw your head up against a brick wall before you realize it's not meant to be? Now, a few days go by and I'm here now. And I am now able to understand what this person was able to share with me. Because if you are not willing to go through, above, below, around that brick wall, what that means is that that is not a true heartfelt desire. Because something that's a true heartfelt desire, it's like saving your child's life, saving your dog's life, rescuing something that is vital to your being, your soul, just your existence. When it's at that level, that is a true heartfelt desire. But I didn't get that shit then when I was having the conversation. But I get it now. And let me explain to you why I get it now. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter was upset because she couldn't figure out how her brother is able to convince her dad to come home at a decent time to spend time with them. And she feels like she has not been a success with making that happen. So she was crying and she was upset. And I asked her, why are you upset? She said, because it appears like there's favoritism. And I said, well, why do you think it's favoritism? She said, because my brother was able to convince him to come home and I haven't been able to do that. I said, okay, so what does that mean to you? She said, it means that I'm not important. I'm unworthy. I said, who told you that? She didn't answer. I said, who told you that? Where did you get that from? She said, well, I told myself that. I said, okay. I said, well, if you chose to tell yourself a different message, do you think that you would feel differently? She looked at me. She paused. She stopped crying. She said, possibly. I said, what do you mean possibly? I said, no one's told you that you are less important than your brother, right? She said, yes. And you are the one telling yourself that, yes? She said, yes. I said, well, you don't have control over your father, do you? She said, no. I said, but who do you have control over? She said, myself. I said, okay. Well, since you have control over yourself and you can control what you say to yourself, and you are the only person that is telling yourself that you are less worthy than your brother, then we can solve this problem, right? She said, yes. I said, well, okay, let's go about solving your problem. Your first problem is your messaging to yourself. But your second problem is you have a heartfelt desire and you are not achieving that desire. And because you're not achieving that desire, you are telling yourself that you are a failure, that you are less important and less loved. Is that correct? She said, yes. I said, okay, let's think about it this way. What is it that you really, really want? She said, I want Dad to come home at a decent time and spend time with me and my brother. I said, okay, that's what you really want? She said, yes. I said, well, if that's what you really want and your brother helped you achieve it, then why are you crying? She looked at me, puzzled. I said, let's try this again. You told me that your desire, your heartfelt desire, was to have him come home at a decent time so he can spend time with you. Yes or no? She said, yes. I said, well, you received that. Yes or no? She said, yes. I said, why are you crying? She said, because I wasn't able to make him do it. I said, I understand. But is your goal, your heartfelt desire, to be able to control someone? Or is your goal, your heartfelt desire, to get your needs, your want, to get it met, your needs and want met? She said, to get my needs and want met. I said, well, your needs and wants were met. So why are you spending the time focusing on how it was met instead of the fact that it was met? Then the wheels started moving. They started moving. I said, we as people, we spend too much time complaining about how something was achieved instead of appreciating the fact that you actually got your goal, your blessing and desire. She looked at me. Yeah, she looked at me. I said, what is it that's really important? Getting it or how you get it? Because sometimes you can't control how the fuck you get some shit. And when you focus on how you get the shit, when it's right in front of your face, you miss out on the motherfucking blessing and opportunity that's right in front of you. You see, we try to control things that we don't have control over. And the things that we do have control over, we're missing out on it because we're too busy focusing on some shit that you can't do a motherfucking thing about. So then I gave her an example. When you figure out what it is that you truly, truly want, you need, that your heart, your soul is longing for, once you can pinpoint that, what it is, then you know what it looks like. When you know what it looks like, then you can start looking for it. Then when you look for it and it's available, you grab it and you enjoy it. So the moral of the story that I shared with her and that I'm sharing with all of you is that you should not get hung up on how you get your heart's desire. Fuck that. If it lands on your motherfucking lap, jump for joy because you didn't have to put too much work in it. I gave my kids another example. I said, look, my goal is to have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I want it to look like a motherfucking she-devil. Red, black with a fucking she-devil and a she-devil license plate because that's exactly what the fuck I am. Now, I can say, I want the money one day to be able to buy it for myself, and I can focus on being able to achieve that. Or I can say, look, someone is offering this shit to me. Now, if someone is offering me the keys and the goddamn car, am I going to sit around crying about some shit like boo-hoo, 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 I wanted the money to buy it to myself? Or am I going to take this motherfucking gift, get in the bitch, and drive the fuck away? Let me tell you what I told them. I'm going to take those motherfucking keys. I'm going to take that car. I don't give a fuck if I bought it or not. It's mine. Bye, bitch, bye. I didn't say to bye, bitch, bye. But what I told them is, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. What you need to do is figure out different ways to get what the fuck you want, because life is about being happy. Life is about getting all of your heartfelt desires met. But we get hung up on the wrong shit and we take away from our blessings and enjoying them. Yes, we take away. Whether someone gives it to you, it falls in your motherfucking lap from the sky, or you have to work for it. Don't forget what it is that you're actually trying to achieve, which is happiness. Now, there will be some things that you have to bust your ass for. But what I'm trying to tell you is if one way is not working, approach it from another motherfucking way. If you truly want it, you won't let it go. You will keep your eyes on that shit and you will come at it from every motherfucking different direction until that wall breaks the fuck down. And for some of you, the shit will land in your motherfucking lap like a bird dropping that shit, and others, it will be given to you as a gift. But stop focusing on how you get the shit and focus on receiving it. Because when you receive it, you can enjoy it. If you are caught up and hung up around how you got that shit, you're missing the point, you're missing the fuck out, and you will continue to be miserable. So eventually, because you probably want to know, she did stop crying. She understood. She understood that instead of seeing her brother as someone who may or may not be more important to her, some type of, issues that she's trying to concoct in her own head, I told her to look at it this way. Look at you and your brother as a team. You now know that as a tool, you can use him to help you accomplish your goal. She said, that's a good point. I said, yes, it's all depending on how you look at some shit. So instead of giving yourself some issues, some more motherfucking issues that you don't need, oh, daddy loves this, my brother more than me, I'm not important. No. That is creating more motherfucking problems. And you know what I told my daughter? Problems need solutions, not goddamn tears. Let me repeat it for you again. Problems deserve solutions, not tears. We don't exist to be crying all motherfucking day. No, that's not what life is about. Life is about getting your heartfelt desires met. That is what it's about. And most of us are not smart enough to figure that motherfucking shit out. We're too hung up on the wrong goddamn things. And when you're not paying attention to your blessings that are in your lap, you get motherfuckers like me, difficult and demanding, and I come snatch that shit right in front of your goddamn face. And you'll be like, what the fuck happened? You know what happened? Difficult and demanding happened to your ass. So if you take anything away from this, first, figure out the difference between a hope, a wish, and a desire. A desire is something that you cannot live without. You are convinced that you will have it one way and one goddamn day. First. Second, when you decide what that heartfelt desire is because it pains, you yearn from it, from your being, your heart, and your soul, you keep your eyes on that shit and you become a motherfucking magician. And you find every which way to approach that motherfucking shit until you get your hands on it. And then once you get your hands on it, don't sit back focusing on all the work you had to do to get the shit. No, fuck that. Grab it, have it, enjoy it. That is what it's about. You being happy. Because when you least expect it, it will land in your motherfucking hands. And at that point in time, you can crack a smile, you can laugh from the inner part of your being outward because you have accomplished your goal, you got your needs met, and you are actually truly happy. So stop fucking around with hopes and wishes. Figure out who you are, what you want, how you're gonna motherfucking get it. And then when you get it, cherish it, relish it, appreciate it. Don't take it for granted. Because if you take it for granted, I'm going to be there to scoop that shit up, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing. So if you don't want to lose what the fuck you have to a motherfucker like me, I suggest you get your shit together and realize the prize you have before it becomes mine. Until the next time.